it's an energy thing. It moves around a lot. The process of identification is, I'm right there with you. In the height of the moment, I say assassin because that's what I feel like. I'm locked in, I've got my sights on you, and I'm gonna take you out. Early on, I tapped into that instinct, and that's where I want to go every time. I want that feeling. Because I'm just after that one thing. I'm not after your soul. I'm after your fucking aura.
416, I need a notification to Bellevue. I have a male patient in his 40s, Mick Rock. Robert, Oscar, Charlie, King. Patient is conscious. Rule out acute MI. Vital signs 140 over 80. 416 says male patient early 40s. Mick Rock. Robert,
People often ask about, when you nearly died, Mick, do you regret? I mean, technically, on a karmic level, I kind of regret that I got myself into that state, but the other part of me says, could it have been any different? And every time I ask myself that question, I say no. I don't want to get too mystical about it, but I do believe that everybody has a destiny, but that not everybody grasps that destiny. Mine was pretty clear when I look back, and especially in the fucking name, Mick Rock.
Is that your real name?
It is Michael David Rock.
That was your dad's name?
Rock was his name, yeah. It was just good timing, wasn't it, really?
Photographer Mick Rock joins us. His photos make up a large part of the David Bowie music.
I just followed my instincts. I knew what I liked. I was drawn, to the good, the bad, and the wicked.
I've lived a very wild life because, I've been hanging out with a lot of very wild people. And the camera just kind of led me by the nose almost, and I never looked back. It just kept going and going and going.
Legendary! Mick Rock, this is just, come on. Freddie Mercury and Queen. And there's Lou Reed, my man.
I learned a lot from Lou, yes.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
It's not all my best habits, I might add.
You haven't even looked at the stills. They do look amazing on the stills. No one's published a decent, or I haven't seen a decent still yet. Of the show, I've got hundreds of them. Well, I do. I haven't got any here. It's been
I haven't seen it, but the fucking thing looks like still to this day. You're dying to see it. What does the show look like?
It looks amazing. Part of the idea for me to come on the trip was to take stills as well. I always fulfill.
You damn this photographer.
Everything that I've said I'd do, I've done.
True.
I fulfill. I do actually.
Jeremy.
Ah.
I always knew that this was the life I was meant to live. I just had to, you know, make sure in the final analysis that it made some kind of sense. Yeah, I came back here in my dreams. I even teleported once or twice in a certain state of psychedelic inebriation. Yeah, this place gets into your skull, no doubt about it. It's a beautiful place. In this environment, you could be in any century. And I think that enabled my imagination to run, shall we say, a little frantically. My mother fueled a certain insecurity in me that the only way I could get an identity was to get into Cambridge. It wasn't easy to do for someone born of extremely modest means. It did teach me something about projection. If you project strongly enough, and I had sometimes in my early days, you think, well, I got there because my mother projected it. That's where I got my head full up with all this, you know, great poets zoomed out of their brains, coming up with great art. The symbolist poets, the English romantics, and of course the American beat poets. Arthur Rimbaud was like the ultimate realization of the symbolist poet. He would go like for several days without food and sleep, and then he'd whack a little bit of chemical inside himself. He worked in a purely associative way.
Oh, maintenant, nous si dignes de ces tortures, rassemblant fervement cette promesse surhumaine, faite à notre corps et à notre âme créée. Cette promesse, cette démence, l'élégance, la science, la violence.
The idea of these people and the idea of the kind of lives they led started to confirm my suspicions that indeed there was a more interesting life than the one I'd had as a child. It wasn't a bad life. The lysergic experience opened up my third eye, you might say. I remember the first time I went up to see this guy. He was an artist, and he had a bottle of the liquid stuff with a dropper, and he got out the blotting paper. He couldn't have known how strong, but this stuff, I remember, once it kicked in, the entire universe like rushed through my body. I saw everything. Everything. It definitely, it intensified all the colors, intensified the frame, it intensified everything. The altered states was something that was there now. It had become part of me. The yoga fortified